All right, dude. Well, you got your friend Doug. Is he sitting? Is he sitting in the wings, just waiting to speak?
He's in the green room.
Well, why don't you have your intern go get Doug from the green room?
Yeah.
Make sure he's prepped.
Sit him down. Get the mic check done.
Right. Get him a bottle of water.
Right. Sure.
Make sure he's coffeeed up. He's got everything he needs.
Right. Sure.
You know, because I'm sure his publicist is standing outside looking at her watch, telling him, you know, you guys got 20 minutes with him because he's got another interview.
You're on a tight schedule here, pal.
Exactly. But anyway, your friend Doug, who served in the armed forces, much like yourself.
Yep.
He's got a, I guess you would call it an agenda.
He does. He is he's an agenda-driven guy, and I'm a big supporter of this agenda because I have to say that when guys do this, it makes me want to load the judge and go find them and hunt them down.
Sure.
You know, because it's insulting. Not that I'll be clear on this. This is my opinion, but in my I served, and I won't be so silly as to lie and say, well, I served for the betterment of my country, and that's the only reason I signed. Whatever, that's not true. I signed up to get away from my dad.
Okay,
let's just be real.
But everybody's got their reasons for finding themselves in military service, regardless if they thought they were doing something that was courageous, or they wanted to get away from home, or they needed a new, they needed a job, or they wanted to learn a skill, or and I think probably the best explanation of why various people join the military, and I know this is one of your favorite movies, and it's one of mine, is that movie Jack Reacher.
Oh yeah, sure.
When he's speaking to the lawyer, he said there's several different types of people who join the military.
Right.
And he goes down through the list as the people who join the military and for what reason they do it.
Right.
And I think that's a pretty fair explanation.
That is. That's very fair.
So you joined the military because you wanted a way out to get away from home.
Right. Exactly true.
Doug, I don't know why you joined the military. Why did you join the military?
Actually, I had nothing else better going on with my life. And when I joined, this was back in the 80s, and I wrote my name on a matchbook cover, threw it under the recruiter's door, and I said, let me see if he calls me. And sure enough, he called me, and the rest was history. Went in the next day, signed up, and I shipped out a month later to boot camp.
Well, when you say you had nothing better going on in your life, what was going through your head when you thought, I'm going to write my name on a matchbook? I mean, what were you thinking? You were going, I think I'll go into the military because why?
Well, I'm a third generation vet. My grandfather, because I'm part Filipino, and he immigrated to the States through the Navy, and he was a chef's steward. And then my father, he's retired Army. My mom's retired Air Force, and I got injured in Desert Storm, and the rest is history.
Well, so basically, it was in the family. So you had family influence.
But really, joining was the last thing on my mind. I was at the end of I was in college, but I wasn't going anywhere fast. I still didn't know what I wanted to do. I was working 2 jobs. I said, there's got to be something better. And I just said, well, it worked for my family. I might as well try it out.
Well, how old were you, Doug?
Oh, geez, 19.
Okay, so you how long were you in college? A year?
Yeah, it was a good year and a half. Where I worked in Trenton, New Jersey at the time. And just down the street was Mercer County Community College, and I started college there. But after I took a couple of classes, I just got bored, and I figured working 2 jobs and going to school, this isn't working out for me.
Right.
I needed a drastic change of pace, and then I enlisted.
Sure. Well, the Soprano crew didn't have an opening, I guess. So anyway, you thought to yourself, okay, I'm in college. This isn't going so well. I'm bored. I'm not interested. My families have a history of military service. Right. So what the fuck? Let's just join up.
That's it.
All right. Fair enough.
Then that's how it always happens, though, man. I mean, yeah, there's some guys I'm sure that join because they want, stars and bars and, serve the country and all that stuff. But this is my own belief just personally, but I think that develops for most people, especially when they go in young, once they get in. You get in and you do some time and you start seeing the differences between a military life versus a civilian life. And that's when you really transition to, I'm actually doing something that is bigger than fucking me, and I know that's how it was for me. I mean, like I said, I never went in thinking, oh man, I'm going to be, a hero to my country or none of that stuff. But once I got in, it was like, yeah, I'm fucking doing something fucking really cool,
All right.
The other thing too, is you and I, we come from a different generation. I mean, we didn't have September 11th.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the economy was just coming off of Reaganomics, and at least for us, guys like us, there just wasn't, any. Well, you had radio and you had other things going on, but for me, I felt I was at a dead end, and I left. Now, comparatively today, just to give you another example. My daughter attends the Naval Academy, and, she got interested because I had some memory of the Navy, and I said, what? And she wanted something, when she was growing up, she wanted something better than the Girl Scouts. I got her into the U.S. Naval Sea Cadets, and now she's at the Academy, and, she's gung-ho. I mean, she's stars and bars, as you say.
So is she a wave, Doug? Is she a wave?
Oh, no, waves were in World War II. No, she's a midshipman. She outranks Chris and I. So.
Nice.
Well, that's not hard to do. I outrank Chris and you, so that really doesn't mean a whole lot.
Nice.
So anyway, Doug, I met you at Chris's book signing.
Right.
And you've been a fan of the Classic Metal Show. So before we get into your agenda here, how did you become a fan of the Classic Metal Show?
Actually, I was on another interview because I had a kidney transplant, and I was caught up in the VA mess, and I was on dialysis for over 6.5 years. And when I tried to get a kidney, the VA said, "No, you're not getting any transplant. You're not listed." And that freaked me out. And I had a huge support base of telling people, and I was on the news locally here in the Cleveland area, and Chris heard me talking about it on another radio show, and he sent me a Facebook friend request, and at the time I didn't know Chris from any, because I was getting a lot of friend requests, and this was during the development of your book, right, Chris?
Yeah,
we were writing it, and we started comparing notes, and I mean, I'm not a classic metal guy per se, but I'm more of a
Pink Floyd guy. Just go ahead and say you're a Pink Floyd guy.
Yeah. And, and I'll admit this, Chris and I, we go out to lunch about once a week.
Right. We do. If you can believe that, Neely, somebody will spend time with me.
Well, I moved to Chicago just to get away from you.
Exactly. But no, and that is the truth of it, dude, is that he was on WTAM. He was doing an interview, and I got enraged when truthfully, I didn't know Doug from anybody, but I just fucking was literally punching my car radio when I was hearing that a vet, somebody that served the country and, got hurt in Desert Storm, was getting pushed behind fucking these scumbag fucking illegal aliens to get a kidney.
Sure.
And that's when I reached out to Doug, and I was like, dude, if you need fucking help or a website or whatever, believe it or not, guys, I do free shit sometimes. And I offered to do something to try and help Doug's cause. And then we just started talking from there. And that's how we got to know each other.
Sure. So, Doug, what's your thoughts on this current VA scandal with the Obama administration?
Well, I think we can't just blame Obama. I mean, both Democrats and Republicans have been in control over the past so many years, and neither one of them have gotten it right. We've made some advances, but as far as the current crisis, I can't say I'm surprised because I've lived through this. I've seen it myself. And I think they were only embarrassed because they got caught.
Right. No, that's true.
But you love and you're loyal to this president, yeah?
I wish I was in Chicago right now because you'd be off the air.
Why is that, Doug? Are you going to cut my cable? Is that what you're doing?
No, I'll just ride up, leisurely ride.
Well, that's all right, because Neely could probably get some free internet out there anyway to replace it.
Sure.
On the Obama plan.
Sure.
I'm sure he'd give up some free internet.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a guy. I could find a guy down on the street corner here giving away free Obama phones as well. So anyway, Doug, you're in the Studio B tonight to discuss, a program. I guess it's a program or a what would you call it? How do you term what you're doing here?
Stolen Valor, and after my experience on dialysis, I've had other vets that I know, they've died waiting for kidneys and stuff, and when I see somebody embellish their record or even just flat out lie about it, I get pissed off. And so do a lot of other veterans. And, this is starting to become a bigger deal in the military community, especially now with internet and everything else. But the advantage that we have on our side is a lot of these people, we call them posers. They're pretty fucking stupid. They go on and they still think it's 1950 something. They go on with their SEAL Tridents, their Purple Hearts, their Medal of Honors, and they try to get free beer, at the local bar, and it's just not going to fly anymore. So one of the cases I wanted to talk to you guys about was this one that we were working on. And
well, hold on, Doug. Before you get into anything specific, let's spell out a little bit more of what it is that you're what it is that you're doing, with Stolen Valor. Talk a little bit about why you're trying to raise awareness, and when people do, if people do come across some asshole that is trying to steal or fake their military service or whatnot. Talk a little bit about what they can do or where they can go online to report this kind of activity.
Well, normally they would sport like a SEAL Trident, or, with most civilians, if they don't know or if they don't have family, they really wouldn't understand. But there is a website out there called fakewarriors.org.
Okay.
And you can submit a form. And if you have as much information as you can, they'll go ahead and pull his file, and then we'll see. Now, if we find out and you have screenshots, video recordings, whatever, we can do something with that. And our goal is just to bring awareness. I mean, even with the Supreme Court, the latest Stolen Valor law, there's really, to me, this is just my personal opinion, but it's just bumper sticker mentality. There's really nothing, because they consider it a freedom of speech issue. Well, freedom of speech works both ways. And if we find someone stealing valor, we humiliate them. We bring awareness. And, we bring it. And even locally in Hudson, Ohio, I've had to confront that. So, and it was a very public case where a guy ran for mayor, and he was caught, and he's been backpedaling ever since. So, I do confront them face to face.
Well, Doug, you use the word often in your explanation here as we. So who are we, and what is your position here with this organization?
Well, I generally help. I research. For years, I was kind of behind the scenes guy, but with this one poser who was traveling, I had to come out and just help out a bunch of people that he's conned to bring awareness. And I'd like to tell the story, but
go ahead, tell the story. You got all night. Go ahead.
It's Mac McCowan, and he started in September 11th, 2011, and what he wanted to do was raise awareness for veterans and homeless veterans. And he would walk to every state capital and render a salute. And, he was looking for money. He was asking for donations. And, he would say that it was going towards other, to these veteran causes. And we've proven that wasn't true. And, we found out after we pulled his file that he had an other than honorable discharge. And we called him a, unauthorized absence or a deserter. And we even had a Facebook page made and just to expose what he was doing. He had a couple of road honeys. Not that I'm against road honeys, but when you use other people's money to hook up with them, yeah, we have a problem with that. He would just flat out lie. And every time we exposed another lie, he would alter his website. And that's the other thing a lot of these posers do is once you confront them and you can show them actual proof, then they change the story or they offer a long-winded explanation. And it just goes on. And when I came aboard, there was already a team of people working on it from different stolen valor groups. There's more than one. And he was featured on This Ain't Hell. That's another military type of website, and they do a lot on stolen valor. Stolen Valor's Exposed. My friend Scotty runs that website. And he's been featured in a couple of different Facebook groups. There's 4 blogs just on this guy alone about all the crap that he's pulled. And, he's another one to create different aliases on Facebook and try to, self-promote what he's doing. So a very long story short, without going to every lie and every detail. I mean, they're on there. It's out there. It's on the Stolen Valor website. But the other day, one of the reasons why my buddies canceled out was he gave up. So Mac McCowan stopped. And of course, he said it was for medical reasons and, that we were threatening his life. That's all bullshit. Nobody was threatening. Well, maybe a couple of Marines wanted to kick his ass, but, that's natural. But nobody really threatened to kill him or anything, although that's what he's claiming.
Yeah, but so what? So what? He was stealing the service.
Well, he was stealing donations.
Yeah, I mean, he was a fraud as it is.
Right.
So what's the problem?
Right. Well, you and I don't have a problem.
Not at all.
And here's the other thing. There's justice, and then there's veteran justice. And
right.
I think that's the bigger fear that he had.
Right. I'll show him how a pugo stick can be thrown with a bat. Fuck that guy.
So Doug, do you consider your group a vigilante group?
No, not at all. No, we just bring awareness. That's it.
And then crazy guys like me become the vigilantes.
So Doug, do you own a judge, and are you willing to use it?
Oh man, I wish. I wish.
Well, your wishes come true here on the Classic Metal Show because we are the Make-A-Wish for people in metal and rock and roll.
Right.
Chris was talking about relevancy and all of that. I was thinking, what is a stolen valor? What is an old busted up vet like me with classic metal? Because I don't know any classic metal.
Sure, you do. You're just not giving yourself enough credit.
You do know some.
Well, only through you.
I'm sure you've heard of bands like Motley Crue.
Yeah, but
that's classic metal.
Yeah, still. Some of the stuff you play now, I have no idea. That guy that the interview that you have, I don't know. But that's all right. You gave me an avenue. I'm using it.
Well,
right.
maybe I'll play some Roundness for you later. Maybe you'll feel more comfortable that way.
There you go.
Actually, my favorite was from meatstick.com. That was really good.
Meat Stick?
Meat Stick. I don't even know Meat Stick. Meat Spin, maybe.
Yeah,
but
Spin.
Let's actually go out and see if there is a meatstick.com. I need to know this now. No. Meatstick.com. I'm looking. Redirecting. Oh, boy. It's trying to give me a fucking virus.
Maybe we need to go to GoDaddy and go buy that.
Oh, it actually goes somewhere. It goes to an actual meat selling site.
Meatstick.com.
Jackson Hole Buffalo Meat Company.
Nice.
So if you want some buffalo meat, go to meatstick.com. You want some man meat, go to meatspin.com. Jesus.
So all in all, Doug, in all seriousness, who is this group? How did you get involved from the beginning, and what is your goal?
Wait a minute. Before you answer that, Angel of Death proves once again why I just love her.
Oh, there's no doubt that any sane, rational, reasonable guy wouldn't fall in love with Angel of Death.
In love with her. Angel of Death, I love a nice meat stick every once in a while.
Who's not in love with Angel of Death?
I love her.
She's my fantasy girl.
Yes.
Yes. What an endorsement, Doug. Yes.
Thanks, Angel of Death.
All right, go ahead, Neely.
Well, like I said, who is we? What is this organization? How did you get involved? And what is what is the end game here for you? Or what is your goal, where your involvement is concerned?
Well, I work with, or I volunteer with fakewarriors.org, and they expose stolen valor. In fact, somebody even wrote a book about them, and that's available on the website. Originally, I started to get involved in 2011 when the guy I told you about, who claimed to be an Army Ranger with a PhD, he was running for mayor of a town around here, and when he sent out this bio of with his campaign material, I knew. I mean, I'm not an Army guy, and even I know that it was full of shit.
Nice.
So I went and I called him out. I asked his friends. I asked people. I asked some of our elected representatives about him, that he's supposedly friendly with, and I never got an answer. And then I started digging, And originally, I was on SockNet.com under Mr. E2000.
Wait a minute. What is it? SockNet?
Right. Special operations, that kind of thing.
Because I've actually used one of those before, just not to get my hands all messed up.
Jeez.
Nice.
Yeah. So... And then I discovered that there was a thread on this guy dating back to 2003. And I said, hey, he's running for mayor of my town. And so that just blew up the internet. Everyone went apeshit on that. And then, all of Northeast Ohio went in on. And then I was interviewed with Channel 3 News here in Cleveland, what my thoughts were and the embellishment and everything else. And that's how it started. And then after a while, again, I was working behind the scenes, and people would say, "Hey, Doug, what do you think about this guy?" Well, I don't know. Let's see. So the more I'm involved I am, the more I learn, because there's a lot of history, especially with different battles, and there's records for everything that we can verify. So it's time consuming, but I enjoy it.
So you become the foremost authority in fraudulent valor.
No, I am not the foremost authority. Again, I just help with researching. I'm like the beer guy. That's
nice.
I just go and if somebody needs help, I'll help them out. Or if they need. In fact, there's another guy that he's going to be famous real quick. He's a lawyer. And I can't mention any names because he'll try to sue me too. But that I'll share about that on another show. But anyway, if that's what it takes, that's what I do. And the thing is, I don't use or hide behind fake aliases. I use my real name. And I've learned the hard way that, I get the threats, I get all kinds of accusations and things like that. And people try to dig dirt on my background. But you know what? I don't give a shit. Go ahead. Give it your best shot.
Well, I like your optimistic outview or outlook there, Doug, that the fact that you mentioned you'll save it for another show as if you'll be invited back after this appearance.
Nice. Holy shit. Diamond Ryan in the chat room. Neely's sock is named Veronica.
Right. That's right.
That's good.
Yep. Well, Doug, is there anything else you want to tell the fans? Because you're gonna get quite a bit of a listenership this week. What do you want to specifically tell the people out there about your plight and stopping what Chris and I like to refer to as the pilfering dickweeds out there?
Right.
Well, it's real simple. If somebody's claiming to have different military honors, or if you just don't know, it's just a Google search away, or go to the website. You can submit a form and ask questions. The people are friendly enough. There's no such thing as a dumb question. We understand that civilians just don't know, and that's my only thing is just don't take something at face value. Go ahead and do a little research after you meet someone like that. Because a lot of these guys, they're out there to, get free beer and pick up chicks, and we're here to stop that.
Really?
Everybody lies.
So you're against free beer and picking up chicks?
So that's all I got to do is get a Purple Heart somewhere?
Yeah.
Hey, there's got to be one in a pawn shop somewhere, doesn't there?
Army Navy store.
I go to Army Navy store, limp around the bar. Hey, honey. How about the only thing I still have feeling in is my dick? How about you suck on it, make it feel better?
Jeez.
Just call me Sergeant Major Aiken. Jesus Christ. Fucking scumbags, man.
Well, Doug, tell everybody where they can go. Check out the website.
fakewarriors.org.
That's different than woundedwarriors.org.
Right. Fakewarriors.org. We're the solution to stolen valor. It's just to bring awareness.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Well, now that I'm aware, what do I do with this information?
Well, you're educated now, and so the next time someone tries to claim that they're a Navy SEAL and a Green Beret and they served with your great grandfather somewhere, then you'll know.
Well, see, I want to get a little more out of you, Doug, because I watched the NFL during the fall and winter months, and I see that they wear pink to bring awareness to breast cancer, but I see it, and then I go, okay, now what do I do?
Well, if you, I'm going to jump in here. If you go to that website, Neely, there's a link right at the top.
Okay.
That's a report form.
All right.
So suspect some asshole of lying. If somebody's given you any reason to think that they're lying about their military service, you can go and fill out that form and submit it, and then they'll be investigated. Is that right, Doug?
That's it.
And they'll investigate them out.
Well, see, God damn it, Doug. I have to rely on Chris to get this information out of him. And you're the special guest here. Get your shit together.
Sir, yes, sir.
Nice.
All right, Doug. Well, are you enjoying your stay in Studio B?
Oh, very much.
Are you enjoying being a part of the infamous classic metal show?
Yeah, that's the nice thing about Studio B. It hasn't changed since the last time I was here.
Well, what did you want to see different?
Hasn't been cleaned.
I hear bottles rattling and
bottles away.
Nice. All right, Doug, anything else? This is your time to shine.
Oh, man.
That's a no.
No.
Got nothing more. He's all out of gas.
Yeah. This was a tough segment, man. We're heartless, ruthless interviewers.
Not really. I mean, we're getting the most out of our interviewee.
That's right.
Yeah.
Bottom line, go to fakewarriors.org. If you suspect somebody, report them, and let's get these fuckers, to stop it.
Quit it, you guys. You're making me mad.
Makes me want to bash somebody's fucking skull in.
Hail and kill, caller. You're on the air.
Hail and kill, boys. It's Tim James.
Hey, Tim James. How are you?
Good, Good. I'm just calling in. Don't donate to breakfast through the NBL or the NRL or whatever you guys call it, because I listen to Jim Florentine's podcast, Comedy Metal Midgets, and he talks about the football all the time, and he says it's a big scam for the football league to look really good, but hardly any of the money goes to breast cancer. So it's all a big scam to just get, to try and get women involved in watching the sport.
Well, Tim, I actually proposed to the NFL that they spend the whole month of October just shaking the camera, and we can call that National CP Month, and maybe you could be their spokesman.
I'm all for that. Well, I wanted to call in a bit later because I want to talk to you about the Doc Neeson stuff, but I know it's not the appropriate time to do that. So
well, Tim, we're here all night or all day in your case, so you know the number. So call it up.
Yeah. I'm really quite riled up about that. So I got some things to say about it, but I'll talk to you guys soon.
Okay, Tim. Thanks for calling.
Hail and kill.
Hail and kill. There goes Tim.
Ding, ding, ding.
Right.
Not even going to give him his bumper. Fuck right. That was a poor call.
I know. All right, Doug. Well, since you were so gallant in your valiant effort, like those terms.
Gallant and valiant.
Gallant and valiant.
Wow.
I'm going to play a song just for you.
Oh, all right.
Since you're not a classic metal guy, I'm going to play it anyway. Maybe it'll further your education. But since you're such a trooper, I'm going to play Iron Maiden, The Trooper. Does that work for you, Doug?
Okay, let's play it.
All right. Well, where do they find you, Doug? Where do they find your group again?
fakewarriors.org.
All right. Go snitch on your neighbor. So here it is. It's Iron Maiden with The Trooper exclusively here. What, Doug?
Classic Metal Show.